everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and I'm author of Confessions of a Homeschooler. I will link my site below if you're interested in checking it out. But I'm back today with another Tip Tuesday, and we're taking another look at my Homeschooling 101 book. There's lots of information in here if you're just getting started homeschooling on how to find curriculum, what to teach, what grades to start, and all that kind of stuff. So today we're going to be talking about when to start school. One of the main questions I get is, when should I start teaching my kids school? My first answer to you is to check your state laws and requirements, because all states are different, and if you live in a different country it might even be different. So just make sure that you are complying with your state laws. Where we live, we aren't required to do any kind of formal schooling or tracking until a student hits the age of 6, and if they turn 6 in the middle of a year, that counts, so you would have to start that year. My advice to you, depending on how many children you have, is to start whenever your child is ready. And that could be, some kids are ready at around 3 to start something a little more formal. Some kids aren't ready until like 5 or 6 to start something more formal. Now, because we have 4 children, my oldest I started around age 3. Mostly it was because I was super excited to do some kind of homeschooling fun stuff, and I knew preschool would be lots of fun. And so I started with her at age 3. She was semi-ready. She was not excited that her little brother didn't have to do school and that she did, and I wasn't exactly expecting that. So if it's your oldest child, kind of give her a break, or him or her a break, and maybe kind of ease into things and slowly do a few fun things. Do lots of reading and just gameplay, Play-Doh, art stuff, painting, and just spending time with them. My 4th child, however, since all of the other kids were kind of doing school already, when she came into the mix, she was in the school room with us from the time of a baby. And so I carried her around in a little, you know, one of those little pouch thingies. Once she was walking or crawling around and that kind of thing, she would get into all of our work drawers and be in the schoolroom with us and that kind of thing. And I do have a whole chapter in my book and on my website about homeschooling with like toddlers and babies to kind of help give you some ideas there. But what I found doing that I did for her was at around age 1.5 to 2, I started giving her her own little set of work drawers, and they just had fun games in them, manipulatives, just anything, you know, that she could kind of just play with and keep her busy. And it kind of made her feel like she had her own schoolwork, like she was part of the group and that kind of thing. So as far as when to start school, my advice is A, when your child is ready, or based on your circumstances, because it's going to just be different for everyone, and B, make sure that you're also in compliance with your state laws. That said, I did start school, like I said, with my oldest in preschool. Once we hit, so she was like 3. Once she hit age 4, we kind of did another repeat of preschool, just a little bit more structured. And I actually did that with all my kids because I wanted to just slowly ease them into the idea of structure. Not because I'm like some kind of hardcore, like we're going to start at 2 and you're going to be reading at this age and all that kind of thing, but just to get them eased into the idea of doing school at home. I will do a whole nother video series on like discipline and procrastination and things like that, because a lot of homeschoolers struggle with that. But for me, it made the transition a lot easier to just kind of start them young. Just let them be in the schoolroom with us, give them their own kind of fun activities. It wasn't super structured, like say around from ages 2 to 3. They just were in here with us and being part of the family. Once they hit 4 to 5, it was like, okay, I have a certain amount of things I want you to do each day. Once you're done, you can go do whatever you want. That might be 4 things for her, you know, it kind of depended. I actually filled her drawers, which my kids all have, filled them. And then I let her decide at age 4 what she kind of wanted to do and what she didn't want to do. And if she didn't want to do stuff that day, honestly, I just let her go and play, or she could read or whatever while we were doing school. Once she hit 5, we did start a formal kindergarten curriculum with her. And I did that because of where her birthday fell. She's like a little bit older of a kindergarten student. And so, you know, it was just a gradual ease into the school setting, I guess, at homeschool. So she knew that she had certain things she had to get done each day, and so it wasn't as much of a fight because she'd kind of gotten eased into that the year before. And so it was a much more gradual change for her. She did great. She got excited about school. She was excited to see what was in her work boxes and all of that. So By the time you're hitting age 6, I would definitely suggest you're doing something more formal with them. Like I said, you're going to want to be in compliance with your state laws. But, you know, they would be in kindergarten, some kids first grade at that age, and you want to definitely kind of be more structured with your learning. But if you've kind of gradually eased them into things, then it shouldn't even be a big deal. So that is my tip for this week for Tip Tuesday, as far as when to start your kids, when they're ready or when your state requires it, and when you feel like they can handle more of a structured setting. Before that, don't stress out about it. They will pick it up. It's not like you have to have your kids reading by the time they're 2. I know there's a lot of pressure these days, and there's a lot of pressure if you're a homeschooler to be ahead of the game. And if it makes you feel any better, all my kids are at grade level for their age. We are not ahead. I did not push them ahead. If I felt like they were ready, then I would maybe increase one of their subjects or, you know, push them ahead a little bit. But it wasn't like anything that we, you know, were super stressed out about in our homeschool. So everybody's doing fine. Everybody's doing great on their tests and doing great in school. So I hope this Tip Tuesday encourages you, and I will see you for the next one.